Basic survival literature says that during extreme circumstances, you should keep shaving. Guys, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and the reason for that is that not letting yourself go on the outside helps you emotionally as well during trying times. For women, that would be using makeup, making themselves like feel pretty and such. That helps in terms of morale quite a bit. And in terms of practical reasons, soldiers are requested to have a clean shaved face because of face masks. Their respirators will not work if they have a beard. Granted, some guys that I've read, they say that they have a beard and they still got through the checks with their respirators. The guys that manufacture the respirators say that you should have a clean shaved face. So whatever anyone in particular does or gets away with, that's really not important. If the guy making the mask says you have to be clean shaved for the mask to work properly, that's all that matters. But in general, it's more of a matter of just shaving for the reasons everyone else does it, because that's the way most of us like to go around, rather than having a big beard on our faces. And this is my particular journey of shaving implements. Like most of us, I suppose, I was very happy when I got my first facial hair, went and bought the fanciest Gillette safety razor I could find, the one with the metal shaft and such, and the expensive replaceable cartridges. And you know what, just a few months later, you were realizing you're spending quite a bit of money. So you start looking for cheaper alternatives and end up with things like these disposable Gillette blades. Yes, at some point someone gave me an electric razor. I just didn't like it. Especially it irritated my skin, and it wasn't even half as cool as using a blade in your face. And the shaving, you get much closer to the skin as well. So that's what I use for most of my years of shaving. Then I rediscovered my grandfather's Gillette Knack safety razor, double blade with a butterfly system. And yes, this can be used, and it does shave very, very well for what it is. This shaves better, but it's not as nostalgic and as nice as using your grandfather's safety razor. And yeah, up to a point you could touch up the edge a little bit so as to sharpen it if you had to and such. But for all practical reasons, even this, your hair starts getting in there and not shaving properly. You have to use the other side, you have to clean it. It doesn't clean up as easily as these ones. So even if it has that nostalgic, romantic thing about it, it's not really that practical. So even though you use it every once in a while, it's not practical for a day-to-day basis. And this does work well, but then again, it's quite expensive. Even the cheap disposable ones like this one. And the cheapest ones you can find, they usually are not that good. They hurt your skin a bit every once in a while. So what ended up happening, at least for me personally, is that one day I was just out and about. I found this electric shaver, Phillips, for 15 bucks. Cheap, very cheap. 15 bucks, I decided to give it a try once again. Yes, the experience I had previously wasn't that great. It had that, left that bit of irritated skin. I decided to give it a try, especially for the price. Model, I have no idea. It's one of these Phillips that has two of these discs and really says nothing else. Uses two AA batteries, so you don't even have to plug it in. And even when traveling, you can take it with you. And you just cannot beat the functionality of this, because each of these discs have about 20 carbide blades in them. 20 blades here, 20 blades there. Even if this just lasts for a year, it's gonna be a little over $1 a month worth of shaving pretty much every day or every 2 days. And sorry, I just cannot do that. I know that some guys, they rub the blades against the skin and kind of touch up the edge a little bit like that. I don't know, maybe they have less facial hair. I'm more of the Homer Simpson kind of guy. I have like a gray face because of all the facial hair. So I just cannot pull that off. I cannot use the same blade like every day or every couple of days or for a month and even beyond that. So no way I can do that. This is not as great, not as cool, but it is the most practical way. It's not as close to the face, of course, because the blade that actually does the cutting is underneath the disc. So there's a little bit of hair left, so it's not as a close cut shave as with the razor. But it is so much practical. I decided to give it a try, and again was getting those that irritation in the neck. I decided to see what it is I was doing wrong and realized that I was maybe pressing it too hard against the neck of the skin, against my neck, and decided to take a little bit more carefully, not pass so many times on the same spot, and with a little bit of care and being careful, not pressing so hard and using a good aftershave, something with alcohol, I ended up having good results. It is the most practical, fastest way of getting shaved. If you shave every day with the electric shaver, once your skin gets used to it, it is just a matter of a few seconds and the result is pretty great. Not as great as, again, I'll say it again, not as great, not as close to the skin, but still very, very similar. And the practicality of it, in my opinion, just defeats it. So that's how I went from one thing to the other. And yeah, every once in a while I'm going to be using my Granddad's safety razor. But for everyday use, for something practical, just remove the beard that I just want to get rid of. The electric shaver does it for me. Guys, that's all for now. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. See you on our next video.